All right, hello, folks. The recording sounds a little rough, so if it comes out bad, we're sorry. It's the best we can do with the technology that is in front of us this evening. We are the Finance Committee. I am Chairman Joseph Didi. Vice Chairman is Alita De Maria. Paul Conley, Karen DeMayo, Robert Horacek, thank you. Someday I'll get there. David Meth and Dr. Richard Zalowski. Did I say that correctly? I did. Wonderful. I'm gonna have a good day. And David and Alita are both on Zoom. And like I say, the connection's not that good, so it may be a little gargly and we're just gonna work through it. First up, we have public comment. I don't see it on there. There's public comment. Wonderful. Anyone in the room have anything like to say for public comment? Please raise your hand. I don't see any hands raised in the room. How about on Zoom? Does Zoom have any hands raised? No? You see any hands on Zoom raised? No? Okay, wonderful. All right, we'll move on. So first up is the minutes. Approval of minutes for 5/2/23. Has everyone read the minutes?
Yep.
Are we okay with the minutes? Then I am looking for a motion.
Motion.
Dr. Z, motion. We have to slow down on that. We can get excited.
Okay.
The second was from Paul Conley. Wonderful. All right. For all those in favor, we're going to go around the room. Joe Didi, aye.
Paul Conley, aye.
Karen to my eye.
Robert Horacek, aye.
Barry Knowlton, aye.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. All right, wonderful. And then on Zoom.
Alita Di Maria, aye.
David Metheny, aye.
Thank you, folks. Next up will be the minutes for 6/27/2023. Does anyone have any questions about those minutes? All right, I see none. I look for a motion.
Motion.
The doctor motion,
Second.
and Paul Conley seconded that motion. All those in favor, we'll start with me. Joe Didi, aye.
Paul Conley, aye.
Karen to my eye.
Robert Horacek, aye.
Sherry Knowlton, aye.
Dr. Zalowski.
On Zoom,
Ali-
please.
Alita Di Maria, aye.
David Metheny, aye.
Thank you, folks. Up next, some of us have the paperwork on Zoom. You probably didn't get it. It's a reserve fund transfer. This is a request from the DPW because the funding for line striping has come in rather dramatically higher. And it is a line item that goes across the board. So they're looking for another $20,000 to make that account whole. And quite honestly, they said that we didn't have to do it tonight, but we could do it in 2 weeks. And I kind of explained to them if it's a rush on their part, it's not so much a rush on our part, and we're not gonna have any emergency meetings if we don't need to. So this was dropped on our lap this afternoon, and I thought we would act on it. In your paperwork, he discusses why he needs the money. And on the last page, which you guys do not have on Zoom, is basically the bids that came in.
I have
And
it.
that's where you do have it. All right, David, you probably don't have it. Sorry, David. So that breaks it down as 69,750 versus his original quote, or at least he thought would be his original numbers. And it looks like another $900 for something else in here. So any questions, folks? He could not make it. He was at a rec center who volunteers for coaching, so he was a little busy tonight.
Yeah.
Our DPW director was Mr. Brown. Anyone have any questions? Nothing. Doctor, do you have any questions?
I just have one question.
Yes,
Did they give any reason why the steep increase? Was it cost of paint?
Honestly, probably the paint materials have gone up, and what we're finding out in this country is you're getting smaller and smaller
Pay?
options. Yeah,
Gallon of paint used to be $11, it's $55 now.
yeah.
Okay.
People are buying up each other, and it's, you get the dance you get. You don't like it, you don't do line striping. And that's where we're at. I think there was really only one bid that came in.
Okay.
So. Any other questions? None.
Motion.
All right, the doctor made a motion.
Second.
Paul Conley seconded that motion. All those in favor, Joe Didi, aye.
Paul Conley, aye.
Karen to my eye.
Robert Horacek, aye. Dr. Zalowski, aye.
On Zoom, please.
Alita Di Maria, aye.
David Metheny, aye.
Thank you, folks. Okay, that takes care of that. We're now on our agenda. So it's up for discussion. If you guys would like to reorganize the board, if anyone would like to be chairman or vice chairman, we can have a discussion about it.
I would like to nominate Joe Didi for chairman.
That was, we're gonna discuss that, but okay, that was gonna happen. Okay. No one second.
Second.
Oh, that's too bad. Did you get that?
I nominate Alita.
What, wait, no, doesn't work that. Oh, yeah, for chairman? Oh, no, oh, jeez. I could enjoy my winter. Do you, Elizabeth, do you have who made the motion, who seconded it?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
And I will
All those in favor, no, we'll do one at a time.
one at a time. Okay,
Please.
here we go.
All those in favor, Joe Didi will abstain.
Paul Conley, aye.
Karen May I.
Robert Rochek, aye. Dr. Zawalski,
And on Zoom,
Alita Di Maria, I.
David Metheny, aye.
thank you. Next up is vice chair. Is anyone?
I make a motion for Alita.
No one seconded it.
I'll second that.
Oh, that's not wonderful. That was from talking this way. Did you get that, Elizabeth?
Yes, I do. Thank you.
Wonderful.
I don't see her turning off her camera, so I
No, I think she's doing
I know,
okay.
yeah, I know. I'll stay on for that one.
All right, well, we appreciate it. Joe Didi, aye.
Paul Conley, aye.
Karen May I.
Robert Rochek, aye. Dr. Zawalski, aye.
On Zoom.
David Metheny, aye. Oh,
Alita
sorry,
Di
Lee.
Maria, abstain.
Sorry.
All right.
Okay.
That was a quick bus. Yeah. All right, so next up is the liaison list, and I guess I gotta thank you guys for allowing me to continue in my craziness of life here. All right. So liaison list, accounting department, I guess we have to keep lower collector, right, because on top. Yeah, leave as assigned, which is that fine. Animal control, Dr. Z and Dave Meth. Does anyone want to get off anything?
Nope.
Well,
I only have two baby ones.
it's- I would like to do two things. When it comes to police, David, is it all right if I pull you off of that for now?
Sure.
Thank you. Because I think just me and Doctor will be fine. We seem to be over there quite a bit. And there's one more here. See it, so page 3. So Laura, anything that committee for anything over 25,000 was a Capcom?
Capcom.
Is that on here?
No,
Should it be? I mean, I don't know.
I don't think
You,
it's
you
ever.
did it last year with me.
Yeah.
Is it all right if I put Alita on there? Because it's not gonna be pretty this year. I mean, so what we didn't realize last year is she was on that years ago with me when I was the board of selectmen. And I got talked to pretty good in regards to what I was doing wrong over the years. So I would like to put her back on that. And I think as a team, we're gonna make some headway this year.
I
And
don't
it's not gonna be pretty.
I don't care, like you couldn't make headway with me now?
No, well, yeah, I probably could, but I guess this is my nice way of protecting you. How's that? There's some ugliness gonna come out and
Throw me
Yeah.
to the wolves. I'm good with that.
I can't even hear you, so.
I said, throw
I'm
me
sure
to
you
the
do.
wolves. That's good. I'm
Quite
good.
honestly, that would be thought process. If you're okay with that, we'll try it for a season. And if it goes into reruns, then we'll change it back. If we survive, you can have the whole thing.
No.
All right, so that's what I see. And the Capcom is part of that liaison thing? You think so, guys, or no?
I don't know if we've ever had it on the list, but I think we probably should
You probably should.
notate it
No,
somewhere.
Right, just, like in this year, we were asking a million questions, trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, all right, so make a note of it.
Yeah, especially this year.
It's not a,
Yeah,
no.
yeah, we'll have some more discussion as we move on here shortly about other things. All right, So we're comfortable with the list. You guys got all the changes, the two? You're fine with that?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
You want somebody, is that a separate thing? Or part of this? It's not. Sorry, the only thing why we're noticing on the list with where it says planning board, it says planning board and CPC. And those two don't go together.
Oh, yeah. Huh, well,
Yeah.
either way, it's me, it looks like.
So,
So,
yes,
so.
Yeah.
If you want to separate that when you redo the list, go ahead,
yeah.
and I'll still do both.
Just.
Although I may have to come off of CPC down the road, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Okay, so up next we have. So what happened today with Randy Brown, basically, we're fine, but it was nicely put to me that if we didn't get it on today's agenda, we could have a meeting in 2 weeks. We're not gonna jump through hoops for meetings. We have meetings scheduled, that's what we're gonna run by. What we did at the end of the budget season was we authorized the chair and vice chair to be able to make decisions. So I talked to Carl today and said, this is really no different. Is there any way, if it's under a certain dollar value, can the vice chair and chair approve a reserve fund transfer before a meeting and then reaffirm it at the meeting? Because I don't want to call you guys and say, next Friday we're having a meeting because we're $5,000 short in a reserve fund transfer. I think our time's more valuable than running around. So the thought process was, if we can vote for this and pass this, then should it come up again and fall in between meetings, we can cover it. Because as Randy said, well, in 2 weeks we're line striping. And I said, personally, that's during the Big E, I am not coming to a meeting. Right? And that's that. And if we have travel plans and, you know, we're not as young as we used to be and we're trying to relax on vacation, most of us. So I don't want to interfere with that. Any thoughts? Any thought?
What's the dollar figure?
That's up to you guys. I think 20,000 and under is fine personally. You know, because it's and quite honestly, it's July 1st, right? I'm surprised they're in here, but it wasn't a line item.
Yeah.
Which triggered.
Right.
You know, it wasn't, you know, we're a little short. We can go a couple more months and then we're gonna have to come visit you boys and girls. That wasn't the case. So. Any thoughts?
I don't have a problem. I mean, I think you could go a little bit higher if you wanted to.
I don't.
Okay.
So, yeah.
That's what we're here for.
Yeah. No, I agree. Agreed. I don't want to.
Whatever you're comfortable with.
Is this for the whole
We'll
year?
do it for the whole season or year, I guess, yeah. Just so it's there. I don't plan on using it. But
Okay,
he had said to me nicely, oh, I'm meeting in 2 weeks. And I'm like, no, we won't, you know.
okay.
Then there's that whole saying about someone else's emergency isn't ours and blah, blah, blah. You know, and I just smiled and said, we'll try to get it in today. And these young ladies were kind enough.
So the first step is really to try to get it in front of the committee and not just everything under $20,000.
No, right, no,
Just the two of
yeah,
you. Okay.
here's the date.
Okay,
And if we're against, you know, a sewer main break and they need pipe and
right.
it's now, then it's now.
Okay.
But I have no intentions of rubber stamping anything.
Okay,
If it doesn't fall within the dates and it's an emergency, we have the authorization. That's it. That's all I'm looking at it. Any thoughts on Zoom?
I'm good with the limit. I was thinking 20 or 25,000. So if you're comfortable at 20,000, that I am too.
Likewise.
Accounting, what is your thoughts?
It's your,
No, I realize, but
it's really up to you,
okay.
you know.
It seems 20 seems okay. Should we go 25? I think, honestly, I think 20 is fine.
20 is good. I
Yeah.
mean,
Agreed.
anything, you know, we
Yeah.
should be,
But I guess if it wasn't line striping and it wasn't fall, you know, they have their system. Anything else? I mean, it was, my understanding this week, last few weeks, it was trees that had to come down on North Pond. It didn't make it in front of us. And this voting season's over this weekend, right? More or less. So I kind of chuckled at that whole scenario, but it didn't play out. So it is what it is. All right. Is there a motion for that? 20,000. Dr. Z made a motion.
Second,
Paul Conley seconded that. All those in favor, Joe DDI.
Paul Conley, aye.
Karen Jemai,
Robert Rogers, aye. Dr. Zawalski, aye.
Zoom.
Alita Di Maria, aye.
David Murphy, aye.
Thank you, Dave.
Hey, I do have a
Okay.
question on it, and it wouldn't change my vote, but let's say that something comes up and they have to, chug through 18 of the 20 grand. Do we have an opportunity to reauthorize a lump sum, or are they, at our mercy for the rest of the year?
Well, I don't, yeah, I guess they'll always have the availability to reauthorize a different sum. Whether they came in front of us or not, and 2 weeks later, something else happened, and the following month they were in front of us again. It doesn't lock down that line item. It's just, if it's an emergency situation, I don't want you guys jumping through hoops for meetings. That's all it really comes down to.
20 keeps them in check.
What's that?
20 keeps them in check.
And 20 does keep them in check, yeah. But yeah, David, I know what you're saying. If we go to 20, is that all they get all year? I would love to say yes, but that's probably not how government works. All right?
Yes, that makes sense. Thank you.
Yes, sir. All right, so we voted on that and we're all set. Thank you. New business. Yes, sir.
Spoke with, Chief Landis about.
Speak a little louder, please. The Zoom may not be picking you up.
I spoke with Chief Landis about the new boat coming in. It's been delayed a month. It'll be here the end of next month. He has all the hires in place, all the money's in place for the new hires. Everything's in place for the weapons and for the sites, and he needs nothing as of today.
Wonderful. That's wonderful. Anybody else for new business? Nope. I have a little something. It appears after the biggie, middle of October, we're going to, my understanding, there was an email from me and the select board chairman to visit with the school. Because as we saw this year, the number was around 600,000. This past deal, that's probably not going to get any better. I don't want to say Proposition 2.5, but I don't know where we're headed personally. So I need to get in front of those numbers sooner than later. And if the system is the way it's going to continue for a while with the state, it's probably going to be more money, which means we're going to have to take a strong look at budgets and maybe, drawing a very hard line in the sand this year. And it's not going to be popular, whether it's capital or anything else. It's a wait and see approach. So just so you're aware of it, that's where I'm headed, probably sometime late October, to visit with their, go ahead, tell me her name. I'm not good with names anymore.
Jim Willard.
Gemler, thank you. And then I'm sure their accounting team, and I will bring my accounting team. And we will have a healthy discussion about life and where we're headed. And I know it's the state, and I understand the way they're playing with their numbers, but at the end of the day, we don't have this kind of money.
Right.
We just don't. And we're forced to have to do this.
Just the way it's set up, how much of a say are we gonna have over their budget? She can,
I don't know how much of a say we're gonna have, but I'm not waiting until we have our first budget session in March. And everyone has those smiles on and you know what I mean? We need to get in front of that now, because if there is issues, and there's going to be, and if we have to make cuts on our side, I don't want to lay people off, but the crystal ball isn't clear anymore. So we're just gonna move, I would like to move forward and get in front of this.
because how
They're
much,
in first position anyway.
I understand they're in first position, but we're still a finance committee,
I understand.
and we're gonna do
Yeah.
what we have to do. And yes, I get
I
it.
have a question.
Go ahead.
Do we know of anybody that works at the school department that contacts the state? And gives them the numbers on what's going on and why they need to come out, maybe they need to come out and talk to a bunch of Western Mass schools. Maybe you need to
We have,
drum up enough
we
noise
have
to
a
get
board
the
of
attention.
selectmen, or select board, I'm so sorry, it's a select board now,
Yeah, because there's a woman.
that handle all that. And then before there was a woman, it was a select board for the last 3 or 4 years.
Mhm.
So they're the cheerleaders for all of that.
So they're supposed to be
Yep,
doing that.
and that's been discussed at their meetings.
they are doing that.
But as the finance side of things, we're not gonna wait till the last
Because you know the
minute.
squeaky wheel
Oh, does it? Oh, I
is
didn't know
supposed to
that.
get the attention.
Yeah. Well,
So I think the louder you are, and maybe you get other schools, maybe they get other towns together that are having the same issues, and they
we're-
say,
we're-
hey, we
we're
need you
one
to
of
come
3
out and,
towns.
Well,
So
just 3?
we're one of 3.
yeah, but Yes,
Or-
but.
Oh,
Russ-
yeah, but can
Russ
we get
was-
more?
No, well, Russ was talking about, rural towns banding
Yep.
together.
Yep.
He was begging people to contact the state and talk about the predicament that we're in and other rural communities.
Yeah,
So I think it was discussed at is it January?
Yeah.
The mass
yes.
meeting,
A
so
lot-
I think,
Mass municipal, yeah, a lot of things have been discussed and
yeah, so all small communities
Right.
are really banging the drum that they need help because they talked about all the money that was approved and put into the budget, and that's all going into like 3 communities or it's some
That's not
ridiculous,
right.
some ridiculous amount,
Correct.
so.
Their kids are not more.
Some of the
important
low
than yours.
income ones, and we're not considered low income, so
We're
that's
not.
why it's not new. People have been pounding the drum.
What about news channel?
so we're the finance committee and we're gonna
No, but it's heck.
steer, well, yes, aggravating, but you know. I hear there's an opening on the school committee. I'm sure you could send a letter in if you're really aggravated. Oh,
Yeah, I
You
was
don't
gonna-
want me anymore?
no, I'm just nicely saying is that's how you
Do
change
both,
things.
right?
That's truly how you change things. And I'm honestly surprised you haven't, or maybe you have, I don't know, but you know, there's an opening and I believe we have a couple days left that you can get your application in. So I don't, and I'm not saying that, just
Right.
that, you know, like you just said. So you gotta do something about it. Send your
Right, I mean,
application.
it's the first all-woman lead team. You'd think they'd want the attention of changing something. And,
The first all woman what?
well, there's a woman governor,
governor.
lieutenant governor.
Oh, they'll come out for a picture. Yeah.
No, I want more than that.
No,
Anyways,
If you wanna show up the boys, you've gotta show
Well,
up the boys.
no, but they,
anyways,
their
So-
budget does have money, but
yes, we do it. The
it's
state
where,
does have
it's
money.
where
It's
it
being,
goes, the communities that it goes to.
and I understand the rural towns, I understand that whole process. I also really understand how government really works so slow. So even if they got any headway with their whole process, you're probably 4 years out. You know, by then we got Proposition 2.5 in play and everything else that comes with it, just so we can survive. You know, I'm not against the school one bit, just we need to be in front of this more than our March meeting, you know, so.
How are they spending the money? Are they being most efficient with the funds that we're giving them?
Yeah, understood. So like I say, applications are available. You can fill out just a quick letter to the school committee. I think they're putting on it on the 11th in the selectman's office, my understanding. There's an opening. All right, so that's what I have on our new business, and it's more of just a heads up of what's going on. Any folks on Zoom have any questions about new business or old business? No? Dave, you good?
Yep, good, thanks.
Thanks. You guys have any questions? And we covered everything, Laura. Is anything out sticking out we can think of? No, we're good. How's the budget season going? You know, with your whole craziness of implementing everything, we okay? Everyone's getting their wish list taken care of? POs are being written,
Yep,
Santa's coming.
yep.
Yeah,
Better get them now.
you better get them now, because.
Joe,
Yeah,
just curious, how is the search for Carl's position going?
just check out any, selectmen last 2 meetings. They're trying to put a committee together. And my understanding is, nobody on the finance committee should be on it. Imagine that. So,
Why?
well, they're definitely not the chairman. Definitely not the chairman.
I'm not a voting member.
That's
Would I
nice.
not just,
But it's all good. The select board will work on that.
Hmm.
But they're not looking for anyone from the finance. So it's coming along great. They're doing a great job and you know, fingers crossed, we'll get someone that can last 4 years. So that's where we're at.
We're gonna have our hands full. We're gonna have their hands full.
And not only are we gonna have our hands full,
Big
but
shoes
this
to
board is very important. Literally. We're not gonna have, you know, today nicely 20 minutes with Carl, trying to figure out how to correct issues so we don't have them going forward. It's gonna go away.
Yep.
And I'm desperately gonna miss that man. So,
We need to do a brain dump from Carl to Chat GPT, and then we just tap into it.
yeah. You just gotta convince him to stay on a little longer. But, I don't think he's going to. All right, so we're good, folks. I'll take a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Doctor made the motion. Paul Conley seconded that. All those in favor, Joe DDI.
Paul Conley, aye.
Karen Tomato, aye.
Robert Rochek, aye.
Sherry Knowlton, aye.
Kozlowski, aye.
On Zoom, please.
Alita Di Maria, aye.
David Murphy, aye.
Folks, have a great, great evening. Sorry it went so long.
You
Our
too.
next meeting? Laura, do you know the date for the